You know, it actually hit me for a little while, and I was totally shocked at the fact that we're literally getting deer feeders into the game of Call of the Wild. Not just feeders, but literally deer feeders, and potentially even moose. I don't know, in the video clip that it showed a picture of some moose coming in, and to me it makes it seem like the moose are actually going to come into the feed as well. But it's just kind of wild, the fact that that's going to be happening on October 21st. It's kind of wild. And it got me thinking, where do we want to hunt first when the feeders actually do come out? And I thought, well, I think it's going to be pretty cool to go after some giant black bear out here on Silver Ridge Peaks. We rarely have gotten any big black bear on this map before. In fact, I don't think we've ever gotten a diamond black bear on Silver Ridge Peaks, but this is a prime location right here. Over here by Two Fawns. There's an awesome opening down on the bottom. There's some really thick woods up in the top there, and then there's a lake down on the bottom over here, followed by this canyon. So I'm thinking it'd be super cool to set a bear bait down here 200-300 yards away, and then scout out from the top way up there, which we actually happen to have a tower stand right here. So you can set up the bait here and watch from this tower stand right here. I know the render is only about 400 yards, but there's a chance that it might pop into range. In fact, yeah, right there is where I'd want to put it. Right there, and there is a lookout tower. So from that point there, you're going to be able to see all the way down here. And also, if you're high up on the hill like that, you can see further than render. As you saw, well, you might have seen in the video that we made a week ago out on Oski Ridge, where we shot a mule deer at over 550 yards. And that's because we were so high up on the mountain shooting downwards, which is essentially pretty equivalent to what we have right here. This is about 570 right there. So therefore, we could probably put it anywhere around the center of this brush here, and that'd be kind of the prime location to put it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I can confirm this now, but according to the video that we just watched with the trailer, it says this box feeder is great for deer and deer-like animals. Deer-like animals. So that basically means any cousin or relative of the deer, that being the mule deer. So you're telling me we have a chance at potentially being able to hunt for a great one whitetail and a great one mule deer off of these deer feeders. That is absolutely wild. And not only that, we could also hunt for a great one black bear. All right, for example, look at this. We just got in the stand here and we already have a bear coming right past us here. Now we do have the recurve bow, and we're gonna try for... Oh my god, we literally shot a couple inches too high. Would have been a perfect spine double lung shot, but with these arrows, I don't even know if that's going to take it down, to be quite honest. I didn't hardly have any time to even aim on that thing. I figured it was 30, and it was actually, well, we were holding for 40, and it was actually 30 is what it was. Wait a second. No, that is 40. That's 40 all day. Wow. How the heck did we shoot so high? I'm a little confused about that. So, therefore, we just hit shoulder blade and didn't penetrate enough through into the vitals? Otherwise, it probably would have went down quicker. Now, we're using the 420s, which you really shouldn't use on the bear, but they're definitely ethical. So, say we're sitting in the stand, like we are right now. And we have a nice little bear bait out there. We can just sit here and wait to see which one we want to go for first. Right here we got two, but these are both female. We took a shot at that male. I don't believe it went down. Nope, there's no hunting pressure. I would be curious though if that bear wanted to come back in or not. I mean, there's a good chance it might. If it doesn't go down from that shot, there's a good chance it might. I'm right. Now we got hunting pressure. So that means it went down and we're going to be able to go track it down to find out where we actually hit. I'm pretty excited about that, to tell you the truth. But where are the tracks? I guess it's just a little too far out to see right there, maybe. All right, anyways. We're going to take a shot at one of these bear here. We'll take this female down at 250. And we have the 308, the 300, and the 375. 257 is a little too small. 22 is obviously too small. I think the AR 300 does a pretty nice job on the black bear. Very nice job. Down to 0% and already piling up right there. Okay, we could take down one more. I wanted to check the percentage here, but... Ah, we got her. She's going down. I was going to say, come on, that second shot, I wasn't sure if it registered or not, but it was absolutely perfect. Well, that's going to give us a couple things to track down. Sweet. Yeah, I'm honestly pretty impressed with the fact that we were able to pull back with the recurve bow at 40 yards and make that shot connect. Not perfect by any means at all, but plenty good enough to take him down. And now we're going to find out just how good it really was. Or how bad it was. Depending on the shot. Alright, bear came through here. There's his track. Still going, and blood. Barely any blood, but enough to take him down. And this guy's gonna go quite a ways, but also we gotta be careful because there could be some nice muley bucks down here in this next horizon. I can't believe it. This bear's already piled up right here. You gotta be kidding me. He's literally piled up right here. Right here. Yeah, he didn't go that far. Spine shot? It was a spine shot. Oh. Just high at 51 yards. Holy. The reality is we weren't even really that high. Just pulled a little too far forward. He was quartered directly away, or at least quite a bit away from us. And so if we were back another 3-4 inches, we probably would have caught the top of the lung. Either way, pretty awesome shot. And an epic way to take down a black bear. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited because this weekend here in Wisconsin is youth season for deer. So I'm going to be able to take out my nephew deer hunting for hopefully his first buck. First buck ever. Oh, decent ram there. Not overly impressed, but decent. Big enough to go for a shot, I suppose. Especially with the 257, this thing's quiet, so I don't really feel too guilty when I take a shot with this. I really don't. Oh, wow. That thing is going straight down. He hardly went 20 feet, let alone 20 yards. And he's already piling up right there. Yeah, the cool thing is we want to make sure that it's at least like a, you know, like a 12-inch 8-pointer or something like that. Nothing smaller than that, but it also doesn't have to be that much bigger than that. So just a decent enough buck to where it's like, heck yeah, that's your first buck, you know? And so that'll be cool. Another, oh, big bear, big bear, big bear, big bear. Yep, he was coming in. See, just like that. He would have came into the bait right now, knowing the fact that this bear's here. We could go back to that bait and wait for him to show back up. Perfect double lung, would have been a hard shot, 129. But we'd be able to go back to the bait, wait for him to show up. And whether or not we want to take him with the recurve or whatnot, that decides the factor on where we're going to set the stand. And I thought there was another one that ran off this direction too. First shot hit him far back, but it did take it down. The second shot helped bring it down even quicker at 280. All right, that was a single long shoulder blade shot at 250. Yeah, let's figure out where this bear's at and come back here in the morning. Because it would be kind of cool to be able to get. One thing we might have to do is move this tent though. depending on maybe he's closer. All right, let's get rid of 2 things real quick. I always get rid of the ARs because I know which ones they are and I always grab them. And that equals about 5 points, which actually 6 points, which is how much you need to move this stuff. So we will move that. Why do I hear another bear? Right there, bear, 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 bear. That's probably the one we just saw. Yep. So I was actually heading over to a tent here in order to change the time so we can go back in the morning for that black bear, but then I spotted this turkey right in front of us here, and I thought since we have the 22, I'd like to be able to try it out right now on this gobbler. Yeah, I mean, he's literally right there, 180 yards away. There's another one, that 2 max weight gobblers. Are you kidding me? 200 yards and 180 yards. But yeah, with this 22, it's going to be pretty cool to be able to use the fact that we might be able to even double up. We'll 0 for 160. And see if we can't line up for a shot here. Let's try and go for this one first. Oh, those are 2 absolute smoke gobblers. Look at that thing just piled up right there, and that thing just piled up right there. Let's go. So yeah, what we're gonna do this time is we'll make sure we got the recurve equipped with the 600s, because if that big level 7 comes by anywhere near less than 50 yards, we're for surely letting one fly with this thing. 100%. Made a perfect shot at him. We're able to swing on the closer one. Not that it was that much further, but 20 yards difference. And then made an awesome follow-up shot as well. That was a 4.41 gold dead center lung shot at 206 yards. Kind of a cool pose for him there. And then this one should be a lung shot as well. Yep, dead center lung shot at 180, 4.39 gold. So another very nice gobbler is down. Well, I couldn't find that black bear, but I did find another really good ram. This one's actually even bigger than the last one. This should be a 4, but it's actually a 3, 157 to 189. Got him out there at 160 yards. Now, I'm trying to see if I can get a shot through there, but that actually just might work. That just might work. 160 yards out. The vitals are low, so we got a whole... Ooh, that thing is smoked. My goodness. I still am absolutely shocked every single time we take a shot with this rifle, and seeing the amount of penetration and damage it does on these animals, it's just mind-blowing. It really is. I mean, the fact that we can hunt coyotes with this, and it takes down a bighorn sheep within seconds, that says something. All right, let's see how big this should be. A gold. It is 158.16. A nice gold, actually. And our shot was a clear pass through, double lung shot right behind the front shoulder, dead center. So as you can see, the penetration is phenomenal with this rifle. And we're talking a bighorn sheep. So that's actually a level 3 dime potential gobbler. And it should land out here, but also there it goes right there. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. We got a call from a muley down here. So that's kind of why I wanted to check out to see what it was. That's him calling right there, as a matter of fact. Oh, right there. Wait, there's a doe. I don't want to lose sight of this level 3, which is way out there at 450 yards, and it's going to land right there, 468 yards. Perfect. But I would like to see what the heck this this mule deer is. There's a doe there. And ooh, it's a solid looking buck. Real solid looking buck. All right, we're gonna throw in the 420s here that we should be able to use. Oh, there he is. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, drilled him. Tucked it right under that front shoulder and smoked that buck. He's gonna go down right there. Perfect shot. Absolutely incredible shot. All right, so that gobbler should be out here at this point. somewhere out there. And more. Oh, he went a little further than I thought. Wow. Must have only gotten a single lung or something. Because he's still going. Oh, there's the doe. Yeah, there's no way we would have found this thing. Look at where it went down. Look at this. Can't even see it right next to it. But we got a 248.83 gold and a 17-yard shot. Tucked it right underneath that front shoulder there and absolutely drilled that thing. Well, we ideally would have wanted to be maybe an inch lower because we absolutely smoked that shoulder. Luckily, we still got enough penetration to get a single lung, but yeah, if we were right here and a little more forward, that would have been lung and heart, but an awesome muley, to say the least. Oh my god. It's just so thick here, it's crazy. No wonder why all the big bucks hang out here. 80 yards away, and there's no way we can see anything that resembles a turkey. So we're gonna have to flush him up. There he goes, there he goes! Watch him, watch him. Wait, that's not him. Oh, but if it was, he's going down. Come on, where's the one? Where's the one that we want? All right, we found this gobbler down here. I don't believe it's the one that we wanted, but it's still pretty cool that we got one. Took him on the fly, hit him right in the wing, and it didn't even take it down. 4.26. So if we could find the other one, that'd be amazing. If not, then it is what it is. But I'm pretty excited at the fact that we're about to get this big level 7 black bear. There goes the female. Decent male. And there is our big bear. You know, you really can't tell too much of a difference between this black bear and this one. Let's see. 225 to 360 pounds, 360 to 500 pounds. But the sizes are almost identical. It's gonna weigh 425 pounds versus this female that she maxes out at 360. And you can't even tell the difference in bear. Size-wise, at least. All right, here we go. Wow, now that was a shot. Perfect shot. Absolutely smoked him. No sign of any of these mountain lion or turkey. But the elk is taking off there. Decent bull. But for the time being, this definitely beats walking. Yeah, I'm thinking we should have pulled off a double lung heart shot on that. It was a good bear too. Real good bear. Alright, well, let's take a look at it. And it's gonna be a 20.8. Holy, he weighed 488 pounds. Wow. Almost a 500-pound black bear. 271 yard. Absolutely dead center, double lung heart shot straight through the top of the heart and double lung at 270 yards. But it's a dusky as well, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, when you get to this view here, you can tell that it's way bigger. But when you see them in game, they don't look absolutely massive. Like, I feel this is what they should look like when you first see a big bear. You know, you should be able to look and be like, oh my god, is that a freaking huge bear? Whether or not it's a 7 or, you know, an 8 or a 9 legendary, that's different. That's besides the point. But you should still think, wow, that's a 500-pound bear, and get all excited about it. But in this case here, the only way we could get excited is because we could see it was a 7 and it was a guaranteed gold. But now that I look at it, it's a very impressive black bear. Very, very impressive. So I wanted to come down here and check for maybe some nice muley bucks, but along the way I spotted a whole flock of turkey. There happens to be a decent gobbler out there at 270 yards. So since we have the 22 Magnum. That was weird. But we're going to be able to go for a shot on this one. There we go. It looked like our shot was going to go high, but the reality is that was absolutely perfect. And he's piling up right there. He just folded. He just absolutely folded there. Wow. Yeah, it seemed like his head was going down as we took that shot, but I think it actually helped us out. All right, so the shot was about 270 yards, and we connected on a pretty much perfect lung shot. We were shooting from high up, shooting downwards, so the entrance was a little bit high, but you can see the exit would have been almost perfect. And it was a 4.21 gold. All right, so this is another really good spot. Imagine being able to set up a bait right over here on the top of this ridge. Got a decent pronghorn buck there. But right there, you could set up another pronghorn. Ooh, that's actually a real nice pronghorn buck. Setting up a bait right there, you could put a bear bait and a mule deer bait. And sit here, even in this tower stand right there. You'd be able to watch all the way down here in case the mule deer or black bear want to come and get a drink. Muley taking off there. Or look up here and wait for a big buck to come into your feed. Now that would be pretty sweet. As if the first shot wasn't good enough. Somehow we didn't get any penetration and he didn't go down. So we put about a 4.5 foot lead on that thing, squeezed the trigger, and he just crumbled. All right, well, that's pretty sweet. We just got eyes on 2 muley that came walking out here. This one's quite a ways out, 430 yards out from us. But now he's not going to give us a shot. He's actually facing directly away. However, this one is a bit of a different story. Got him broadside out there at 400 yards. Slightly quartered away. All right, let's crouch down. And line up for a shot. It had potential. Might have dropped low. Might have dropped low. But it still had some pretty good potential. And that's one of those things where it's going to be super cool to have a feeder. So you can go for long distance shots if you want to. But if you find something super impressive, then I'd probably recommend setting up a stand a little bit closer to be able to, you know, capitalize a little bit better. Got a decent pronghorn right there. It's actually behind that hill. There. I'd say that got her. Yep, it did. All right. So this is actually quite interesting. And the fact that there's literally a muley right here still that didn't even spook from that. Which basically means that this 257 is so stealthy and quiet that a lot of animals don't even hear it. We were literally less than 200 yards away from that buck. And he didn't even spook. He didn't even spook. That's the one thing about this grass, is you would think that you would find blood really easily. But it's actually not that easy to find blood in here. Especially the fact that there's water here too. So we will figure it out soon enough. Boy, he was way further than I thought. And that is some pretty good blood. Look where it went down. We'll turn our light on here. And go through here nice and slow. But the shot was right here. We got him! A nice lung shot at 400 yards. All right, good luck finding this thing. Good luck. Yeah, we're not finding this thing. Not without the tracks. Oh, we actually almost found this blood. But that kind of could have been a little bit of luck too. All right, anyways. We'll get back on the track here. I think the reality of the situation here was the fact that it was so far that we didn't get as much penetration as we needed to be able to see the percentage drop. But either way, it was a 425 yard perfect lung shot. I thought we might have dropped low, but the reality was that was absolutely perfect. A 231.76 gold. Nice buck with some really good mass on him. High rack muley. Awesome buck. Right there. Man, it's going to be so cool to have these things come into the feeder. It's going to be just unbelievable. And on that note, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you're just as excited about the deer feeders and the bear bait barrels as I am. And let me know, do you have any spots picked out that you want to put your baits? Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.